This is BTV.
Welcome back to BTV. Cortex Business Solutions does one thing, and it does it very well: e-invoicing. Over the years, this Calgary, Alberta-based company has built a loyal and satisfied customer base in the oil and gas sector. And yet, profitability has eluded them. But with the new CEO at the helm for the past 2 years, the company has steadily been making fiscal progress.
When I walked in the door 2.5 years ago, we were bleeding about $7 million a year in investor money. We had never capitalized on a critical mass moment. We had burned through all that money, and the day I walked in the door, I think we had about 120 days of capital left.
But Litzo knew the company was selling a very effective e-invoicing solution. The Cortex Trading Partner Network instantly processes paperless invoice data that a buyer receives. What makes the process so appealing to suppliers is pretty obvious.
Literally from the moment of submission of a supplier, within seconds they're getting a response from their buyer saying, "I've approved your invoice for payment and the net terms start today." We're putting it into the buyer system, doing a three-way match that says, is this what I was supposed to buy? Is it the right price? And have I received it? And if those three questions are positive, we move it to a payment status.
Sounds simple, and it is for the users, but what's going on under the hood is a bit more complicated.
What's really uniquely different about Cortex is our ability to extract data from disparate sources. And what I mean by that is, let's say that on the supplier side, it's two guys in a truck, small business running QuickBooks as an accounting package. On the other side of the supply chain is the buyer, and that buyer might be a global multinational corporation, and they're invested in an SAP or an Oracle size system, and the two just simply don't communicate. So the supplier provides the data to us, we rearrange that data in a format that the buyer's expecting, we insert that data into their system, and we've reduced the human touch on the push, we've reduced or eliminated the human touch on the receive.
Cortex delivers its software through an open network as a service to over 10,000 suppliers and buyers. Greater efficiency is just the starting point of what this e-invoicing solution has to offer.
We facilitate the transfer of that invoice, and then the response is back for whether or not that invoice is going to be accepted or rejected or that type of thing.
In a lot of cases, I'll have clients say, "Joel, I knew about that problem 60 days before I would have found out about it on paper, simply because I had access to it. And when I have access to information sooner, I can make better decisions in the business." And I think as you speak with some of our clients, they're going to resonate that exact concept of visibility equals power, and power to make changes.
We spoke to a Cortex customer, the Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corporation. From owning and operating the Calgary Flames, their enterprise has grown to include several other teams, the operation of the Saddle Dome, and a concert business. But growth has its challenges. Changes had to be made.
We were processing over 24,000 invoices a year, and we were doing it all manually. Our invoice approval process was greater than 30 days, and that was resulting in a strain with important vendor relationships, as well as we weren't able to realize discounts for early payments. And the implementation of the Cortex solution has moved that approval cycle to 7 days. And because of that, we're now able to realize early payment discounts.
With continued growth in sectors other than oil and gas and a new approach to sales, even with staff trimmed down by half, the company reached an important milestone in 2017.
Q3 was a monumental moment for Cortex. We're in the 10th year as a business, and we hit our first cash flow positive quarter from operations in the history of the company.
The company's turnaround has certainly impressed analysts like Pardeep Sangha.
Cortex's performance, stock performance has been phenomenal. This year so far, the company's stock price is up 25%. Year over year from last year, it's up about 70%, and we think it's a great opportunity for investors to be getting in at this price.
I'd like to grow this company north of 30% during my entire tenure. The more we grow the size of the network from 10,000 to say 100,000, the more exponential value there is for each of the members of the network.
Getting bigger isn't the only way Cortex is trying to get better. The company is constantly adding value to the Cortex Trading Partner Network with the regular release of technical enhancements and the addition of new strategic partnerships.